They are New York's most wanted, and they might be on a tree or shrub near you.
Of course, we're talking about those invasive pests. Let's go to our Bree Foos. She has a list for us this morning. And Bree, let's start with the new old pest. We're talking about that red pine scale.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Sorry to make your skin crawl so early on a Thursday, but this new little critter, that red pine scale from the Lake George area being seen there, it hasn't been seen since 1939. So here's what it's going to look like. They've made a return and they attack the base of the needle of trees. So they're tough to see, I guess. They're so small you could fit multiple of them in your fingernail. That is just fantastic, right? Again, here's what they look like. They like red pines, Austrian pines, and Japanese black pines. They don't have wings, so they like to attach themselves to things that move, like cars and even people.
To animals in the landscape, especially birds. Birds are hanging out in trees. They can even attach themselves to even larger insects that are bouncing from tree to tree to tree.
So that's fun, right? So then there's this other friend. It's the hemlock woolly adelgid. They are specific to both the eastern and western hemlock, which look like pine or spruce trees. And these little guys like to feed on the sap and fluids inside the needles. They look like this, white and fuzzy. And then late in the spring, we're going to start to see the honey locust plant bug. Nymphs and adults pierce leaf tissue and suck the sap, causing twisted and deformed leaves. So be on the lookout for that. And their feasting actually attracts wasps and hornets as that honeydew drips. Finally, that spotted lanternfly we've all been told to keep a very close eye on. And that's 4 pests that do a lot of harm, right? And I also chatted with a forest entomologist with the state DEC. He says they see about 2 to 3 new invasive species that pop up every 5 years. If you seems like you're seeing more and we're hearing more about it, that's because we're all way more aware and reporting it to the DEC.
The public has always been our most important tool for early detection and for helping filling out our distribution maps. So we always do rely on them to let us know when they're seeing strange things popping up and what exactly that damage is looking like. So then we could start to make further management decisions on that.
So Leon Summers there says right now they're monitoring the southern pine beetle. Here's what that looks like. He says it's going to be common as the climate changes to see more southern pests make their way up to our area because of our milder winters. And if you do see something out of the ordinary, DEC says you can just send them an email. You can report it on their webpage. All of that information over on our website and Spectrum News mobile app. Dana, Julie.
You can barely see them, but then they create massive damage. This is crazy.
And the old ones that go away for a while just come back. So, Bree, what do you do if you happen to see one of the insects? Like, how do you handle it?
So it's as simple as taking a picture and sending it to the DEC. You don't necessarily have to kill it. If you're 100% sure it is one of these invasive pests, you absolutely can, right? But Summers says don't do any mitigation efforts, remediation efforts, unless you 100% know it's invasive pest. And so wait till you hear from the DEC. He says there's been too many times where people just go and they chop down all their trees and get rid of their shrubs, and there was actually never a problem. And that, of course, not good for our environment either.